What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be learning the song 18 by Anarbor. Real quick before we get into it, I would like to ask that if you find this guitar tutorial helpful, that you please consider subscribing. That would really mean the world to me. Now let's get into it. You are watching Logan's Lessons. In the verses of the song, we play third intervals, the first of which being a B major third. To play that, you're going to put your first finger on the 7th fret of your low E string, and your third finger on the 8th fret of your G string. Now, you can either do that or you can put your middle finger on the 7th fret of your low E string and your third finger, or maybe even your pinky finger on the G string. Whatever is most comfortable for you, but I find that putting my first finger on the low E and my third finger on the G string is most comfortable. And you're gonna wanna slide up into that first chord, like that. So then, in between those two picks, we pick it twice. We lift up off of the fretboard to give it a little pause. If I didn't lift it off, it would sound like this, which is a lot more boring. We want to give that a little bit of space. It makes it a little bouncier, like that. Then we come up to a C sharp minor third, which is going to be your middle finger on the 9th fret of the low E string and your third finger on the 9th fret of your G string. So you have, that one is also picked twice. And for picking, I'm just putting my thumb on the low E string and my middle finger on the G over here in my right hand. Then we come down to a G sharp minor third, which is our middle finger on the 4th fret of the low E string, and my third finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Pick it twice, you stop it, and then you play it 3 more times. Okay? So far we have like that. Do that with me. Then we go down to an F sharp major third, which is going to be your index finger on the 2nd fret of the low E string and your third finger on the 3rd fret of the G string. And you play that one twice. So we have, and you slide right back up into the first chord, and that loops. Do that with me. So that's what you play for the verses. Moving on, we have a pre-chorus, but the pre-chorus is really short. It's only 2 chords. We start with an E major chord, which is going to be played with our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, our third finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and our index finger on the 1st fret of the G string. You just play that out. And then we go to an E minor chord. The only thing to change from this to an E minor chord is that our first finger is going to be lifted off so that your G string is exposed. And you're going to want to strum that one upwards, which then brings us into the chorus. For the chorus, we're going to want to kick on some distortion, and you're going to want to make sure you have a pick. Either pick one up or keep it hidden in your hand the entire time through the verses. To hold your pick in your hand while finger picking, I like to keep it right here between the first little section of my middle finger and the final section, so like right in the middle there, and hold it in between those sections. And then I can still pick, like so. Okay? So whip that pick out, and we're gonna get into the chorus. The chorus starts on a B5 chord, basically. It's a B power chord. You're going to place your index finger on the 2nd fret of your A string, your third finger on the 4th fret of your D string, and your pinky on the 4th fret of your G string. And you're going to strum that downwards twice, like that. Then we go to an F sharp power chord, F sharp 5, which is going to be putting your first finger on the 2nd fret of your low E string, your third finger on the 4th fret of your A string, and your pinky on the 4th fret of your D string. In case you didn't get that, it's just the B5 chord up a string, like that. So we have, and then we go down to an E5, which I would just do by barring across the 2nd fret of your A and D strings with your index finger and letting the low E string ring out. Now you can also do that by putting your first finger on the 2nd fret of your A string and your middle finger on the 2nd fret of your D string, or alternatively you could use your middle and third fingers. this is the way I prefer to do it. And you do this one twice. Down, 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 down. So far we have. But right here is interesting. We have a strike and then an up strum on the 3rd fret power chord, which is the G5. You're going to put your first finger on the 3rd fret of your low E string, your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of your A, and your pinky on the 5th fret of your D string. So we have like that. I'll do that slowly. Do that with me. One more time, this time faster. Make sure to mute in between chords. So you do that whole thing twice. Just like that, and then we get into like a B section. The B section is also going to start on, well, a B5 chord. This time we're going to strum it downwards 4 times. Then we slide it up so we're on the 6th fret of our A string. Our first finger is going to be on the 6th fret of our A string, our 3rd finger is going to be on the 8th fret of our D, and our pinky is going to be on the 8th fret of our G string. Also strum that one 4 times. Then we go to the 4th fret of our low E string, which is going to be with our first finger on the 4th fret of the low E, our 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and our pinky finger on the 6th fret of the D string. You strum that one 4 times as well. Then we go down to our E5 chord, which we strum down only twice. Do a strike up on the 3rd fret, just like we did in the verse. So the whole B section will sound like this. Then we go back to the A section. But here we actually go up to the 2nd fret. And that ends the chorus, okay? So I will play the entire chorus for you now. Okay, great. So after that, we have another verse, another chorus, which is identical to the first chorus, and then we're into the bridge. The bridge starts with our E5 chord, and we're going to strum it down 3 times. And it's in this syncopated, almost like dotted note pattern. Bum, 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 like that. And you do that twice. Then you go up to the 4th fret, the G sharp 5, with our index finger on the 4th fret of the low E string, our 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and our pinky finger on the 6th fret of the D string. Same shebang here, you play it twice. But right here, we actually go up to the 6th fret, which is the A sharp, or the B flat. We play that once. To the 7th fret, the B5. So you have like a... So the whole bridge so far is like this. Then we go back to the first chord, to the E5. You just do it one time this time. Then we slide up to the D sharp, or the E flat 5, which is going to be with your first finger on the 6th fret of your A string, your 3rd finger on the 8th fret of your D, and your pinky on the 8th fret of your G string. Just one time for that one as well. So far we have... Then here to wrap us off, we go back to the G sharp 5, which we play once. And the second time we play the G sharp 5, slide down to the 2nd fret, which is an F sharp 5, up to the B5, which is the first chord of the chorus. back to the F sharp 5, and then we're into the pre-chorus. So the whole bridge will sound like this. So that drops you into a final chorus where the only thing that changes is the end. When we get to that B section, we actually do it twice. Then we go back to the A section, but this time we're just going to be strumming it all out. Like that, but you do it twice for the A section as well. So that final chorus will sound like this. And that is how you play 18. If you have a song request, DM me. If you wish to be notified of future videos, hit that bell. I sincerely hope that you're well. Please do me a favor and hit that like button blue. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe too. I hope this video has been a blessing. You've been watching Logan's Lessons.